What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another video, and this one right here is all about Mohamed. But before we get into it, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, that is a member of Patreon, and that is a subscriber. We continue to grow. Now here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, I most recently made a video about how Mohamed could be deported and how that most certainly could make it very hard for him to re-enter the US or any other country that such as the UK, Canada, Australia in the future. Well, it seems as if Eve's lawyers come out with some more information regarding that. So let's get into it. So as you can see here from InTouchWeekly.com, 90-Day Fiancé star Mohamed may be deported following his split from estranged wife Eve, her lawyer tells In Touch exclusively. With a fraud case, instead of suing him personally, USCIS will go after him. What will probably happen is that he will be denied. Her lawyer, Kathleen Martinez, tells In Touch Mohamed's potential immigration status in the future. And if he tries to get another marriage based on green card, it could be very difficult. He will basically have zero credibility and may even be deported. It could take a few years, but fighting it once USCIS is aware of immigration fraud is nearly impossible. Now, it also continues by saying, the New Mexico native's attorney also notes there's a possibility he may be blacklisted from future entry into the United States. Now, this is the part that I'm a little bit unsure of, because that part made me feel like as if he's already been deported. Because obviously, if it does say that there's a possibility that he may be blacklisted from future entry, it's either one, this is referencing that if he does get deported, then clearly there's a chance that he won't be able to come back to the States. But whilst he's in the States, I guess he's in the States, right? But hey, let's continue. Eve and her team previously accused her estranged husband of committing immigration fraud. Her rep, Dominique of Dompton Talent House, told In Touch exclusively on Tuesday, 23rd. In Touch exclusively confirmed on August 22nd that the former TLC couple split after less than a year of marriage. It is up to the government if they want to pursue anything in court, Martinez adds. But if they suspect him of fraud, they have every discretion to put him into removal proceedings and deport him, which obviously means that he is obviously in the country right now. But if he was to get deported, then of course he would go on a blacklist, which therefore would make it hard for him to come back to the US, and also hard for him to marry someone for a green card. Mohamed did not immediately respond to In Touch requests for comment regarding Martinez's claims. So right now we're in a situation where we're sitting there, we're thinking, okay, so what's going to happen next? Well, we don't know just yet, because of course this is a matter of if he does go to court, and if he does go to court, if he is found guilty of immigration fraud, then of course he will be deported. If he's deported, then of course one of the other consequences is him being blacklisted. But I think even if he doesn't get blacklisted, either way, it would make it hard. It would make it hard for him to return to the US regardless anyway, even if he was to meet another American woman and potentially marry her and try and get a green card. So really and truly, Mohamed, if he does get deported, it's looking peak for him. It's as simple as that. Now, I do understand that most recently, Zayed, who is actually the partner of Rebecca, obviously, he couldn't even get back into the US. But even though this isn't the same situation per se, but this is just an example of how hard it can be sometimes. But because their flight had a layover in Canada, but because he does not have a Canadian visa, he could not come back with I just said a name 10 seconds ago. Bloody hell. Zayed and who again? You know Zayed's woman, man. Anyway, either way, though, right now she had to come back to the US all by herself, purely because Zayed could not get into. Because Canada would not allow him to be there for 2 hours of a layover, even though their trip was to America. It's bizarre, but that shows you how hard it can be. You know what I mean? Just for people to get over anyway. And obviously, once you're basically on a blacklist, or once in general you've just basically been caught guilty of fraud, well, then it's looking peak for you. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is like, it's definitely going to make it hard for Mohamed to get into a lot of other countries as well. So at the end of the day, Mohamed, you have played your cards completely wrong. But at this moment in time, Mohamed is still in the States, obviously. And I guess he's just got to hope and pray that things work out in his favor and not necessarily, the opposite way. Me, myself in particular, I think that he should just be sent back too. Because at the end of the day, I am not happy with the fact that he thought it was okay for him to go into a relationship with a woman who had a kid, and for him to enter a child's life to then just leave it the way he has is unacceptable, despite the fact that this is Eve's responsibility. Either way, as a step parent or someone who's walking into a life to be a step parent, well, your actions will show how much of a good step parent you was going to be in the first place. So to be honest with you, I think it's a good thing that this has happened, because that means Eve's son has dodged a bullet by having a man around his life that was clearly not there for the right intentions. And that's why I strongly believe that Miami should be 100% deported. And Eve needs to, I don't even know what the right words to use for Eve that I can actually use on YouTube right now, but Eve, you need to do better. What you have done is absolutely despicable, embarrassing, shameful. I mean, honestly, in my taste for you is so bad in my mouth that I just want to sit and say that you should lose full cost of your child. He should just go live with his father. That's if father's situation is a better situation, because the way you have behaved has been unacceptable, absolutely disgusting. I could not wish that on any child or even on my own worst enemy. Hey, that's just my thoughts. That's just my opinion, because when it comes to children, that is a very sensitive area for myself in particular, because obviously I worked with them for such a long time and I still do that now anyway. You know what I mean? But hey, nonetheless, though, you guys let me know what you think about the Miami situation. Do you think that the chance of him being deported are coming closer and closer? Or do you think, just like every other 90-Day Fiancé star or cast member, he's going to get away with staying in America until God knows when? Because right now, I believe Natalie, obviously still in the US, but that's purely because she's from Ukraine. Because she's from Russia. She's Ukrainian, yeah, yeah. Yeah, she's Ukrainian, yeah. That's probably why she's only right now in the US. Who knows? But either way, though, there's a history of people not being deported. So there's a chance that he won't be deported, but I hope he will be deported and he can be the first one with many more to come. Because obviously TLC is always because obviously 90-Day Films is always going to be an ongoing thing, if you dig what I'm saying. Hey, let me know what you're thinking in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and peace.